Hello, folks. Todd Halleck here today to talk to you a little bit about debts and estate planning. Yeah, debts is what I wanted to talk to you about today. So often we're focused on the assets that sometimes the debts can get ignored or forgotten about. Really important to think about what happens to your debt when you pass away. This could be amounts that you owe for taxes or will owe for taxes. This could be amounts that you owe to a bank on a mortgage. This could be any kind of debt that you owe that will not go away at your passing. If we're dealing with an estate that has insufficient assets to cover their debts, we need to be worried about in the administration how those debts will be paid and in what priority. So in dealing with debts after someone passes away, the first thing I'm going to look at is, does the debt go to somebody in particular? So for example, if we are giving the family farm or a piece of property to a specific individual, does the debt that attaches to that real property go with that gift of the asset, that gift of the farm in our example? So does that person who receives the gift take that gift subject to the obligation to continue to pay off that debt? If that is going to be the case, then we need to think through and discuss with the bank, will the bank accept that transfer of the debt, or will they call the note due upon your passing? The default rule is going to be that all debts are paid off before any assets are distributed. Therefore, if you say, I want this asset to go to child A, but he will pay the debt associated with it and everything else to go to my other children. The default, if we don't say that he has to pay the debt, is that the debt's going to get paid out of the other assets, and then he's going to get that piece of property free and clear. So we really want to be specific about, does that debt pass with the property? And if it does pass with the property, will the bank or whatever the creditor is accept that? We also want to make sure that just in general, there's enough assets to pay the liabilities. An insolvent estate can be a really difficult place for a family to find themselves, especially if there's insufficient assets to pay income taxes or other taxes that may be due and owing. So as you're working with your advisor, think about the debts that you have and how those are going to transfer as part of your estate plan. Is it being paid off out of your assets as a whole, and gifts are going free and clear of debt, or will some gifts be taken subject to the debt? And how will that debt be paid for out of your estate? Hope you have found this interesting and given you some things to think about. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.